What's going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue. Happy Friday. We have made it through the week. It has been a slow news week once again, but we do have some things to talk about in this video. I apologize if it looks like I'm sweating. It is because it is absolutely hot over here. Darren talked about it yesterday in his video talking about the Joker laugh. Check that out if you haven't already. But in this video, we're going to be talking about these three topics today, and I know the last two kind of get out of the comic book realm just a bit, but still related. But first topic for today, let's talk about this Batman rumor. And this Batman rumor has actually been floating around for a while now, but it's gaining more traction once again, and multiple sites are kind of talking about it. But the one I'm referencing here is batmanonfilm.com. And again, this is totally just a rumor. And so on his Instagram page, Ryan Unicomb, again, don't know who this guy is, but apparently he's one of these guys who talked about the Robert Pattinson casting before it actually came out. So that there you have a little bit of credit under his belt right there as far as scoops are concerned. But he also apparently works in the industry, kind of on the lower level end of things, but he is involved in the industry. So again, totally a rumor, but I think it'd be fun to I thought it'd be fun to talk about. So he posted this Instagram picture with Pierce Brosnan, and it says, Pierce has entered the chat party with an emoji of an old guy with a bald spot and a bat. And obviously this is alluding to the Batman. And so enter the chat party, I'm assuming that means he's entered the discussions to play Alfred. And let's go ahead and go through this article before I go ahead and talk about and give my thoughts on that. So apparently a follower was asked if it had to do with Alfred, and he liked the comment in question. And again, it's a total stretch. I'm looking through this article if there's anything else I need to talk about, really. So yeah, not really. So that's the main gist of the article. Just him, the person, Bill Ramy, who operates Batman on Film, talking about his thoughts. But so Pierce Brosnan obviously is he's a really good actor. I don't know if he's great actor. He's a great actor. I've only seen him in some, I've only seen him in some movies, but he seems to play like almost the same type of guy in every movie, at least from the ones I've seen. But don't get me wrong, I am a fan of Pierce Brosnan. He actually resonates a lot, especially from my childhood, because the first movie I've seen him in is GoldenEye back in 1995, and of course GoldenEye became the most popular and still probably one of the greatest first-person shooter games of all time, through the N64 game. And I absolutely loved Pierce Brosnan since then. Obviously he's played James Bond a few more times after that, I think, and I've always been a fan of him and his James Bond iteration. And also I remember this movie back in 1999, Thomas Crown Affair. He seemed to play the same type of guy again, almost this suave, debonair Englishman guy. So and he was a secret agent. I don't know if he was a secret agent in that movie, but yeah, I like this guy. I really like Pierce Brosnan. I'm trying to think of other movies that I've seen him in. He plays a lot of smaller roles in movies as well. But yeah, I'm a fan of him, and for him to be playing Alfred, do I think it can work? Yes, I do think it can work. He definitely has the look and the charm that Alfred would need to possess. Definitely a different type of Alfred than we've gotten from Jeremy Irons, who I think is a great Alfred. Obviously, Jeremy Irons played Alfred in Batman vs Superman and Justice League. He is a different type of Alfred. That Alfred was way more involved with the operations, as you could tell in those movies, and it seemed to focus on his background as some sort of military agent. And I'm not sure if Pierce Brosnan would play that type of role. Probably not. I would think if Pierce Brosnan, I could just imagine him as Alfred, he would play more of the background role, kind of like the old school Batman movies back in Batman 1989. But I do think he has the charm and charisma to play an Alfred. Is this something I would want? Sure, I think it'd be great. Obviously, I love Jeremy Irons, would love to see him return as Alfred, but it looks like they're going with a whole new cast for these things. So if I was to say, or if I was to, pick another Alfred, was Pierce Brosnan on top of the list? I didn't have a list, to be honest, but I could totally see it. So Pierce Brosnan as Alfred, I wouldn't be mad if it happened. I think it'd be pretty cool. Now I'm wondering if he's gonna actually shave the top of his head and actually play an Alfred with the bald spot. That would be cool. But yeah, Pierce Brosnan, I'm a big fan. Let me know down below if you guys are a fan of Pierce Brosnan and if you'd be open to him playing Alfred in the Matt Reeves Batman movies that's supposed to be taking place in the 90s from what we understand. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. All right, let's move on to the next story coming from Geeks Worldwide, and it has to do with this James Wan produced Mortal Kombat reboot. So this movie, again, I was super excited to hear that this was happening, and the fact that James Wan is producing it. Though the director is kind of a brand new director, so I don't know how much I trust that aspect of it. But the latest story is that James Wan produced Mortal Kombat reboot has Ludi Lin in talks to play Liu Kang. Now I'm not going to really read all the article, but basically let's talk about first this whole thing. Now I think it was Shin Akage who. On this channel, who commented in that Ludi Lin should play Nightwing. I think it was the conversation that we had, and funny enough, he comes up as another martial artist in a different type of movie as Liu Kang, and I think that would be great. Again, I told in the previous video, I talked about how I wasn't super familiar with Ludi Lin and his background outside of him playing Merc and Aquaman, but Liu Kang, I could definitely see this. You can see this on this picture here. I can definitely see it. I gotta admit, the Mortal Kombat movie that came out in the 90s, you know, by all accounts it's hot garbage, but I absolutely love that movie. It holds a special place in my heart, that Mortal Kombat movie. Everything from the score and the soundtrack of that movie to all of the fight scenes in that movie, it just tickled every aspect of the nerd in me back when I was a kid, and I absolutely love that movie. So to see a potential reboot with James Wan producing sounds so exciting. So it's been 22 years since that last Mortal Kombat movie, and yeah, it looks like we have potentially Ludi Lin playing Liu Kang, and they also casted, I think we talked about it in one of our videos before, Joe Taslim from the Raid Redemption and Warrior to play Sub-Zero as the Ice Ninja with deadly eyes hidden behind a gruesome mask. That's what it says on the article. But yeah, I remember reading that, and that sounds like they're treating this real serious, and they're putting some thought into the casting, and I'm freaking excited. I guess so. The premise of this new R-rated Mortal Kombat is this: the reboot will center around a washed-up boxer, Cole Turner, that is recruited to help protect Earth and his daughter. He must join forces with a team of fighters that are locked in eternal battle with killers from another dimension. So Cole Turner. I'm not sure exactly which character that is. Again, I haven't played Mortal Kombat since maybe like Mortal Kombat 5, and they're on like 9 or 10 right now, I think. But I'll probably start getting back into it. That game looks super fun. I need to get back into the story of Mortal Kombat because I did love the game. And the whole story surrounding it, and the YouTube videos that they put out maybe years ago, the origin YouTube videos for like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, those were sick. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about Ludi Lin as Liu Kang. He's gonna be involved in another James Wan production, so that's exciting. Let me know what you guys think about it. Okay, let's move on to the third topic. I apologize that I'm not on video for this. That is because this story dropped after I filmed the video this morning, but luckily I was able to get it in during the editing process. So here we have John Wick director Chad Stahelski will oversee Margot Robbie's Birds of Prey reshoots. Now this is, I'm looking at an article from the Heroic Hollywood, but they are reporting from a credible source, The Hollywood Reporter. Chad Stahelski will be designing new action scenes with director Kathy Yan assisting mainly as a second unit. Chad Stahelski's stunt firm company 8711 had been working on the Margot Robbie-led film since Principles Photography began earlier this year. Chad Stahelski is mostly known for his work on all 3 John Wick films, consisting of John Wick 2014, John Wick Chapter 2, and this year's John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. John Wick Chapter 4 is obviously going to be coming out in 2021. And he's also done work on films such as Captain America: Civil War. Now this is really exciting. Obviously the John Wick director has been the subject of much praise as of late because of what he's been able to do with the John Wick movies, just how action-packed and entertaining those movies are, and even with such simple plots most of the time. Now I wasn't the biggest fan of John Wick 3, but I can't deny the action is absolutely incredible. But John Wick Chapter 1, John Wick, the first John Wick, and John Wick Chapter 2 absolutely absolutely amazing films, and definitely some of my favorite action movies that have come out in the past decade. So to see him coming on board for this the Birds of Prey reshoots makes me really excited, just because it looks like, while Margot Robbie has talked about how this is going to be some of the most impressive action scenes that she's worked on, the fact that he's going to come and helm some reshoots just shows us that they're going to add more action into this movie. Now it raises some questions whether or not there needed to be more action scenes, maybe because the plot was maybe dragging a little bit. We don't know. That's all speculation. But what is not speculation is the fact that Chad Stahelski brings the action, and that is definitely exciting. I want to see some badass action scenes in this movie, especially while introducing the new characters of Huntress and Black Canary. So super exciting. Let me know what you guys think about this story down below. Let's move on to the last topic today, and of course, I did have promised in the past that I would start a Star Wars specific show on a specific day, probably a Saturday. I haven't done it yet, but I probably will, especially as we're ramping up into episode 9 in these new TV series. But we have awesome confirmation that Obi-Wan Kenobi series is headed to Disney Plus with Ewan McGregor set to return. That's the big part. Ewan McGregor is coming back. And originally, we all wanted a movie for this Ewan McGregor, the Ewan McGregor return as Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I can definitely get behind a TV show. Now, Disney Plus, I know some of you guys are not fans of Disney, and in a lot of regards, a lot of times I am not a fan of what Disney does with certain stuff, but there is a place for Disney, and the fact that it brought new life to Star Wars makes me totally appreciate what they're doing here, because otherwise we'd have no other Star Wars content, and I love Star Wars. So Ewan McGregor, easily the best part of the prequel trilogies for Star Wars, is coming back. It's always been rumored. He'd talk about it during interviews and everything, but finally, we're going to get, it's probably, nothing's confirmed yet now, but I speculate it's going to be anywhere from 6 to 8 episodes, and that essentially equals like more than one full-length movie, maybe 2 or 3, and I can totally get behind that with a good storyline. Now, if you guys follow the Clone Wars TV show or the Rebels TV show, you know that Ewan McGregor, or Obi-Wan Kenobi's character, it got wrapped up in that TV show. So there's a lot of room for in between for them to play with as far as stories and what he's been doing since getting on Tatooine and having to overlook Luke. Now there's like 5 years to play with, so there's a lot of story to tell. We do know that Ewan McGregor, according to the comic books that have been coming out, has not been idle. So really exciting to see what goes down. I do hope they bring back Darth Maul, especially because Solo teased Darth Maul in that movie, and if you follow the TV shows, you know that he is alive, and actually they once again clashed, and probably know the outcome, but I do hope we see it on this TV show, because I think that would be awesome. Let me know if you guys are excited for this TV show. I know some of you guys maybe have a lot of TV services, TV subscription services now, with like Netflix and Hulu and DC Universe and everything. I'm definitely gonna get this Disney Plus thing for The Mandalorian, for this Obi-Wan show, and I'll check out all the Marvel shows along the way. So let me know if this excites you, if this maybe moves the needle on you potentially getting Disney Plus. Let me know what you think about it down below. And that's all the stories we have for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you do enjoy your weekend. Happy Friday again. Stay tuned for Sunday Reading the Comments video. We'll have that coming next, and I'm going to be seeing Darren later at this barcade. Maybe we'll post some stuff on our community, or maybe we'll post another video when I see him over there to celebrate my late birthday. So thanks guys for watching again. Let us know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.